Well, let's take Tunisia's economy apart with Dr. Bاسم حشاد. He is an economist and international consultant at the UNDP, and he joins us now in the country. Great to have you on the show with us, Doctor. Now, of course, let's start off with the fact that ratings agencies such as Moody's and Fitch seem to have turned positive when it comes to Tunisia's economy. They've now upgraded the country's rating with a stable outlook. With this in mind, are economists confident that Tunisia has averted a debt crisis?
Hello, Oche. Thank you so much for having me again, and I'm happy to present to you again. And thank you again also for reaching out to such an important case, because in my point of view, Tunisia is not like an exceptional case or an exception of most of the countries that deal with the IMF. Most of these countries thought that the deal with IMF is something easy or something easy to achieve. However, the IMF prescription, let's call it a prescription, is very rigid and very determined. It's completely talking about the cut of all kind of subsidies, and it requires a very strict restructural arrangement and restructural, I would say, developments to the internal economy. So from our point of view and from economic point of view, I would say I am not confident that Tunisia will be able to meet these requirements unless, or at least under the current circumstances. They should think again about the social unrests, about the, I would say, the something related to internal geopolitical coincidence. All these matters are affecting badly and negatively the economic growth. So I would say if the government of the Tunisian government succeeded to cover all these issues related to the social unrest and these kind of geopolitical issues inside the internal economy, they might be in a good position to make use of the deal with IMF. Otherwise, I believe they will be at least included under the failed cases of the IMF support.
Right. And of course, Doctor, of course, you're joining us in Cairo. I failed to mention that earlier. But as you said, the IMF deal pretty much still in limbo right now. And one has to ask, how will the country be able to meet its fiscal financing needs, which are pretty large? Will its domestic debt and also central bank loans from the Apex Bank be enough to finance it as we wait to see whether a deal materializes?
Thank you again. This is another good question. I would say this is the dilemma, Oche. If you look deeply at the, let's say it frankly, what are the main resources or main sources of the foreign currency to the Tunisian economy right now? We are talking about tourism is the first sector, I would say, around 7-8 billions per year, 23 24. And these 7-8 billion should be enough at least to deal with the emergent need of hard currency for the internal economy. However, if we look at the second source, which is remittances of the Tunisians who live abroad, we are talking about 2 to 3 billions. The total of 3 plus that 8 billions, which is 11 to 12 billions in average, should be sufficient for the emergent need to the hard currency. But from mid-term and long-term perspectives, I believe they are in need to, the Tunisian government will be in need to more 2 to 3 billions, which are the amount they are seeking now from the outside markets. So it's not easy or not that easy to meet the financial debt they are facing in 26, 27, or even up to 2030. But at least if they can consider these two main resources and support them, at least to form the social and economic and security ecosystem inside the internal economy to host more tourism resources, I believe they can manage it. They can go for better solutions. But as you know, from political point of view, I believe governments is making it easier to get loans than to manage financial resources effectively.
Now it's interesting. I want to bring two other key...
unfortunately.
I want to bring two other key foreign currency earners, sectors that have been important to the economy, such as manufacturing. There's also phosphates. How big of a threat are the recent protests we're seeing in Gabes to these key sectors going forward, and how big of a threat is that to political stability in the country as well?
Another third question. Thank you for that. Third good question. Okay, let's see it from like the capital perspective, or capitalist investors, FDI's perspective. Who would give you, Ochi, as like a foreign investor, why should you go for certain economy and try to, or at least decide to inject or decide to invest into such economy? From the first start, it's always related to the political stability, social stability, or at least this ecosystem or business ecosystem is encouraging to you. And as we know, the capital is a coward, or what's so-called timid. It's by nature is a coward. So whenever a social unrest and like political instability is there, FDI never comes, and FDI never can go and take the risk of investing or injecting money or capital inside an unstable economy. That's why it goes also for manufacturing sector. When it comes to social unrests, for example, this wastes a lot of efforts, a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of resources under this social unrest against providing those labor forces, those time, these resources to the manufacturing sector, and also to the banking sector. Banking sector, when it sees like instability, it's 100% will not be able to, or encouraging to give loans, or at least to lend local or foreign investors to work and expanding the economic sectors, including the manufacturing one. So it's direct relationship between the social instability and the manufacturing sector growth and economic growth in the same time.
Certainly. Well, we will continue to watch the situation, Doctor. Thank you so much for those great insights. We certainly look forward to having you back. That, of course, was Dr. Bاسم Hashad. He's an economist and also